Okay, so I pull back the carpet on the right-hand side versus the passenger side of the trunk. This is the common ground that someone referred me to for the fuel pumps. Now, I'm looking at it. It's a little bit of rust, but more importantly, I'm now worried about where these wires are connected to. Like, what else is being grounded to this ground right here? Because apparently this ground is affecting the fuel pumps and the tail lights and the front marker lights. You know, the weird stuff that this fuel pump is doing, this is the ground. So if I understand correctly, the direct 12 feed is coming from either the relay or when I bypass the relay. That same 12 volt source that the relay is connected to, that's what's feeding these fuel pumps. So here goes the ground, and up front is the 12 volt source. To verify that this is the ground, I'm going to disconnect it and see what happens as I get it running. Okay, so I just disconnected the ground connection. I went on ahead and I bypassed the relay and I jumped the fuel pumps. They started, they ran, but they also lit up the tail lights and the headlights still. So that is with the ground disconnected, totally disconnected. I had the same issue that I've had over the last few days. So that's with it ungrounded. So that tells me that it's not grounded. Now I'm going to reconnect it. I'm going to clean it up, reconnect it, and then jump it and see what happens. Okay, so what I did, okay, hold on, let me get my breath because I'm excited. Let me explain what I just did. Okay, I was told that I could have a bad ground. I mean, I kind of knew that, but somebody reaffirmed where to check. He did the research for me. And this is off of Ben's, I think this is Ben's World, the forums. He did the research for me. He showed me the diagram where the ground is located for the relay, for the fuel pumps. For the fuel pumps. Again, this is just me reaching out on these forums, man, on Facebook, on YouTube, of course, and on Ben's World, on the internet, different forums. And so I got a lot of great ideas and I thank you. So what I did was I found that ground. There was corrosion. It was a very bad ground. It barely made contact. I mean, it wasn't sanded down, like it wasn't any metal exposed. It was really on a painted surface. The one screw that went through it, it had very limited contact with actual metal. The back side of it is what it's screwed into. It had one of those sliding grooved clips, and that's what that screw went into. And that was just very limited. There was corrosion in the threading and not good contact. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So I sanded that down with my drill tool. I used a new washer. I sanded down the contacts, the eyelets or whatever that the screws goes into for the wires, the ones that are crimped onto the wires. I sanded those down to bare metal. I got rid of all the corrosion. I cleaned it up. I put a new screw in. I tightened it down. I went back up. I jumped the relay. I bypassed the relay. Man, those fuel pumps are pushing so hard. That fluid, that gas flow was so strong and loud. That's what I'm talking about. I haven't started it yet, but I promise you this. By me doing this right here, made those fuel pumps pump 10 times as hard. You can hear the gas flowing very strong. And guess what? No more lights are on. The front marker light, the tail lights, they're not lit up. So that tells you right there, that was the problem. I bet you when I put the fuel relay back in and I start this thing up, it's going to start right back up and purr again. So while I'm back here, I'm going to go ahead and do this contact point as well, because it looks like we have a similar issue. Look close. It's a lot of corrosion right there. Not good contact. I'm learning so much from these forums, from YouTube, from just doing a lot of research online. I am so excited. Thank you so much, everyone, for the recommendations. Don't worry, I will take a video of this thing running without me using starter fluid. I'll be back in touch. Thank you so much again. So this is what I'm talking about here. Look at the connection point back here for these grounds. You have here a clip. Let me go ahead and pull this out. This is a little bit hard to get out. Okay, you have here this clip right here. This clip itself is not really grounded to the chassis. I mean, this is metal. This is painted surface. This is not exposed metal. So that's a very poor ground. So this clip right there slid in there, and then these screws into this, that's a bad ground. It's not really good. Yeah, maybe it was when it came off the assembly line, and obviously it's a 1989. It's been good for years. And like I said, I drove this thing no problem. But just little things like this can happen over time because of corrosion. Oh my God. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up like I did the other side. I'm gonna sand that point down, that ground point right there. I'm gonna clean those terminals up, reconnect it, and that's good to go. This is amazing. Little stuff like this, man, that you just don't think is significant or important, plays such a vital role in the proper function of your car. Now, this is gonna have me looking at all my ground connections, man. I did not think it was that serious. I know dealing with car audio that if you have a poor ground, it will cut out, it will do weird things. When the bass drops, so to speak, or when you turn it up, when it requires a better contact due to more increased amplification or whatever. It requires a good ground always. Well, now I know little stuff like this is so vitally important. I know you guys see my wires here because I am putting an amplifier back here. But anyways, that is crazy. Thank you so freaking much. I'll be back in touch. Okay, guys, let's see what happens. I'm about to start it up. Okay, hold on 1 second. Started. Let's turn the lights on. No problem. It runs, baby. Started up, first try. No problem, baby. Lights came on, perfect. Oh! I want to give a special shout out to everybody who helped me, man. Thank you so very much. That was the issue. It was that ground in the trunk. It was the ground in the trunk for the fuel pumps. So that is just a lesson for anyone and everyone, whoever has an issue with something similar to what I explained. I went through so much just to try to figure out what that was. I mean, I retraced my steps. I did some audio changes. I thought it was something that I might have done, but it really wasn't. I mean, it was just age and corrosion, I guess. And it just so happened that when I parked it, it just got to a point where it was no longer, you know what, now that I think about it, when I was in the back and I disconnected those amplifiers, two of those ground wires on the passenger side rear amplifier behind the rear seat has two brown wires that go directly to that ground. And when I likely disconnected that plug, that probably was the jolt or the play that prevented that ground from really connecting. I mean, me just pulling that wire was like that final little tug that caused a bad ground, now that I think about it, because I traced those wires back to those amplifiers. And that amplifier on the right passenger side is connected, is hardwired directly to that same ground. Obviously, it was a bad ground anyways, not the best ground, just over time with corrosion. But me pulling or touching or drawing those two wires caused just enough disruption in the grounding or the connection or the conductivity of that connection. So that is what started all that. I mean, would it have happened eventually? Maybe, maybe not. But now I have a better connection. Now I don't have to worry about it at all. And now they can work at their fullest capacity, the way that they're supposed to operate. I did order some new pumps. I will be sending those back right here. Yep, the pumps, the filter, the accumulator, whatever that thing is called, or ordered all that stuff. But thank goodness I didn't need it. So I'm about to send all that back and get my money back. You know what I'm saying? Get my Skrilla. Thank you so freaking very much, man, for helping me out. You guys are wonderful. I owe you all, like, I'm indebted. So everyone who helped me out, beer on me if y'all ever come to Cincinnati, Ohio, man. Straight up. I love you all for that. Thank you so very much, man. So my baby is back. It's purring. I mean, it's not driving right. It's not started now, but I already started it. You saw that in the video, in the earlier part of this video. It does run. It does start up. I no longer have the issue with the tail lights. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. That fuel pump operates strong now. It's doing what it's supposed to do, both of them. So I don't have to replace them. Yeah, I can keep those fuel pumps for just in case those go out. I don't plan on them going out anytime soon. I'm hoping not. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping all is good, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, I'll be in touch, man. Now back to the audio upgrades. I'll tell you all about that in the next video. I've already done some things and I'm about to continue to do some things. So back to what I was doing a week ago before all this crap started, man. I'll be in touch. Thank you so very much, man. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Peace out.